The Oscar nominations are out, and Lincoln is dominating the category with 12 nominations. Our SpeakEasy blog editor, Chris Farley, he is right here beside me with his own Oscar.
Yeah, these props are interesting.
Yeah, I'm just warming you up here.
I'd like to thank my agent, Harvey Weinstein.
Exactly.
God, maybe.
We'll see if Daniel Day-Lewis, who starred in Lincoln, will be doing that. One of many nominations for Lincoln. Let's talk about some of the surprises, some of the people who didn't get nominated first.
Well, a lot of controversy in the Best Director category. Catherine Bigelow, the woman who directed Zero Dark 30, who won an Oscar for The Hurt Locker, who's one of the few women ever to be nominated in the category, who was much buzzed about, she's left off the list. Really inexplicable. Maybe it was the politics, the fact that some senators have attacked the movie for its depiction of torture and for suggesting that perhaps it led to actionable evidence, something I think the movie actually doesn't do. It may also be because there's so few women that ever get nominated in that category, they just left her off like they usually do at the Oscars. The list is all male for Best Director, or some other reason we haven't come up with yet. But it's very interesting she was left off.
Ben Affleck left off as well for Argo.
Ben Affleck left off. It's hard to know why he was left off because Argo was well reviewed everywhere. He got a lot of buzz in some of the earlier awards ceremonies, but left off this time around. And Quentin Tarantino, a film that is hugely controversial, Django Unchained. Some people saying it was racist, some people saying no, this is action-oriented, it's terrific. In any case, no nomination for Quentin Tarantino for Django Unchained, although the film was up for Best Picture.
A lot of controversy in that category. Let's get to some of the people who were nominated. Best Supporting Actress, Sally Field made it in there for Lincoln.
Sally Field made it in there. You know, I talked to her before this nomination, and I mentioned to the fact that she was opposite Daniel Day-Lewis, a guy who's known for going very deep into his character, and she pointed out to me, I'm paraphrasing, that she goes pretty deep too. So
I think
clearly
that's true.
she does.
I saw the film. Yep.
And she's won awards before, of course, and so here she is nominated again for going deep into her character as the wife of Lincoln.
All right, and very quickly we also see Anne Hathaway for Les Mis, Helen Hunt in The Sessions, and a couple of others. Let's go on to Best Supporting Actor. What's notable in that category, Chris?
Well, a Best Supporting Actor is sort of a very interesting list this time around. I think you have it right
Christopher Waltz right here,
Christopher
Django
Waltz
Unchained.
got nominated for Django Unchained. And I thought it surprising that he got nominated and some of the other people for Django Unchained did not. Interesting that Kerry Washington didn't get a nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Wasn't much buzz with her this time around.
De Niro
got nominated for Silver Linings Playbook. That was interesting. I mean, he was also in another film, Being Flynn, that gotten some early buzz but sort of fizzled out by the time the awards came around. So it'll be interesting to see who wins that. Christoph Waltz, I think, might be one of the front runners.
Now, you were talking about Zero Dark 30 and how Catherine Bigelow sort of got dissed for the Best Director nomination there. Jessica Chastain did not. She for Best Actress, she did get a nod.
Jessica Chastain was another expected nomination. She's won some of the earlier awards leading up into this. Much acclaim for this. For this, she was also nominated for The Help. So I think we'll probably see her as one of the major players this time around.
And Jennifer Lawrence in Silver Linings Playbook, yet another nod for that film.
Silver Linings Playbook, David O. Russell's the director, is another film that had a lot of buzz. People began to see it, began to talk about it, began to tweet about it, and now we see not only Jennifer Lawrence but also Bradley Cooper received nominations for their work in that film.
Let's talk about Best Actor. Now, you see Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln and Hugh Jackman in Les Mis. Is it really down to the wire between the two of them, you think?
I think Hugh Jackman has gotten a lot of press for his role in Les Mis. He's seen it as sort of the role of a lifetime. There's a lot of warmth towards him. He's someone who's done it not only in the movies but also on stage. I think he has to be considered maybe the front runner to walk away with that prize, other than maybe Daniel Day-Lewis, because he's someone who's really just, has so much respect for his acting craft, and this time he has Spielberg behind the camera directing him. It's going to be a tough face-off between those two.
All right, and down to Best Picture, right? The big prize here. 9 nominees. Once again, they're sort of making sure there's something for everybody to think about and to root for in that category. Who's your personal favorite?
There are a couple that are left out that I wish had been put on there. Like, I wish maybe Looper deserved a nomination. A lot of people liked that film, and I knew it wasn't getting a nomination, but I thought Pitch Perfect was a terrific film.
What about Skyfall, the Bond movie?
The Bond movie did get a nomination for the song that Adele did, Skyfall, for the soundtrack. That got a nomination for Best Song, but the Best Song category is also a little bit controversial as to who was left off. Taylor Swift, for her song for the Hunger Games, she did not get nominated, although those songs got a lot of play on the radio, got a lot of attention from critics, and yet she ended up without a nomination, so we won't get to see her perform at the Oscars.
And you're letting folks weigh in on the SpeakEasy blog on WSJ.com for their nominations.
You can weigh in, you can speak your piece, you can give your predictions, leave your comments, just come to the SpeakEasy blog, and we have plenty more information about this year's Oscars.
Be kind with those comments. Be
of course.
kind. All right, Chris Farley.
I don't get to finish my speech. Are you going to play me off?
You get to take your Oscar.
Is the music coming up?
It is. We're working on that. We'll have it the next time you're on. We'll have it for that. Our Oscars are February 24th. Thanks for being with us.